Dying Light Hellraid. Should you buy it? If this review helps you in any way, or you want to see more, leave a like or even subscribe to the channel if you're keen. This review is in a 21:9 aspect ratio, so make sure to chuck it into full screen in order to experience the cinematic feel. In this video, I'll be reviewing the DLC Hellraid only. I've already reviewed the base game for Dying Light and the following DLC in previous videos, which I'll link down below. This review will be shorter than usual, due to me not wanting to repeat everything I've said in the base game review. Hellraid was released on the 13th of August in 2020 and is an expansion for Dying Light. We'll not be using the normal categories in today's video as it's only a DLC, but we have a few categories for these DLC reviews to give them a slightly more structured feel. The DLC can be accessed through an arcade cabinet in the tower, which is the location where you start the base game of Dying Light. Now, on to the first category of this review, the world. Hellraid takes place in a completely new and unique area compared to the rest of Dying Light. The world consists of a medieval fantasy-style dungeon-looking tower in which you work your way through to reach the bottom. The whole location is lit with torches and feels very authentic and a lot different to anything you'd see in the base game. Next we'll move on to the new additions. This DLC adds a variety of new weapons such as swords, maces and axes that, despite having new names or slight new appearances, behave and feel almost exactly the same as their base game weapon counterparts, so new might not be the right word. There is also the addition of a few new enemy types, which include skeletons, mage-like enemies who shoot fire, lightning or poison, big executioner-looking brutes, and a unique boss enemy. Some of these enemies feel a little new and unique, and it's always enjoyable to watch skeletons' bones explode everywhere when you kick them, especially since when I was playing this DLC, there was a thing called hyper mode on, which basically makes your kicks and all of that way more powerful and enemies go flying. The DLC also adds Hellraid ranks, which allow you to earn better and more powerful weapons when you rank up. The most common lootable item is coins, which can be found on almost every enemy's dead body. These coins are used to purchase items when you leave the Hellraid arcade cabinet. I was honestly a little disappointed that this dungeon crawler style game didn't have a little shop or merchant within the DLC that you could use the coins on. Quests and story are next. The story within this DLC can be primarily summed up through a few notes that can be found throughout the game world, whilst the quests are as generic as they come, with entries such as locate the lever to open the iron gate, repeated multiple times. The only addition is a few bounties that can be picked up at the beginning to encourage you to perform certain feats throughout your playthrough, but overall, the quests and story could not exist at all and it wouldn't make much of a difference. Now we move on to content. How long is the DLC, and does it provide you with enough to be worth paying for and playing? As usual, we'll be using how long to beat and my own experience to determine the length of this game. The DLC consists of primarily Doom-style gauntlet rooms, where you enter an area, defeat all enemies in that room, and then proceed to the next room and repeat. My playthrough took approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes, whilst according to How Long to Beat, the average time is 55 minutes. The length is pretty abysmal even for an intentionally small DLC, and definitely is a massive step down compared to both Dying Light's base game and its DLC. And finally, we have the overall verdict and experience. This DLC is overall pretty disappointing as far as DLCs go, and with only an average completion time of an hour or so. Despite being a unique and interesting concept, this DLC is definitely not worth the $15.50 Australian dollars or $9.99 US dollars. I'd suggest waiting until this DLC goes onto sale or possibly just skipping it, as I really don't think you'd be missing out on much. Anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed my shorter form review for Dying Light Hellraid. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. and peace out.